Greetings. Ask John anything. I'm John Baylor. This time we're talking about maximizing middle school. Maximizing middle school. It's a topic that's dear to me because too often I see middle schoolers dialing down the effort, dialing down the rigor. No! You do that, you hit high school, boom, big old cliff effect. That's a tough transition. We want to incrementally dial up the effort and the rigor so they're ready for those critical high school years. These 3 years matter so much. In fact, we're not alone in believing this. We worked with a large school district to develop our Middle School Matters program. 12 15-minute vignettes. 12 15-minute vignettes, grammar, reading, math, etc., and very motivational to remind students how important these years are. It's a time to dial up the rigor and dial up the effort incrementally. They're still in middle school, and hundreds of middle schools across the country are already using it, and you can too at home. Middle School Matters. We thought we'd give you a treat this time. Rather than reinvent the wheel and synthesize what we believe so passionately about, we'll just give you the opening video right here. It's about 12 minutes long. Grab your middle schoolers, get them around the screen, and enjoy. This is a great way to motivate them and remind them how important these years are. But we also, in Middle School Matters, have a parental checklist. Some of my favorites here are, hey, parents, we need to praise effort, not outcomes. Praise effort, not outcomes. See, effort and outcomes are correlated. So if you praise the effort, you're going to love the outcomes. Hey, you won today. Great job. No, you tried hard today. Great job. You're going to love the outcomes. And then also, they need a place that's quiet where they can do their homework. They need the daily homework ritual. And in a world with these, reading is so critical. There's a long list of items on our parental checklist, but those are 4 big ones right there. But now, as promised, the opening video for OnToCollege's Middle School Matters. Middle schoolers, scholars, parents, enjoy. Hello, scholars, middle school scholars. Oh, what an awesome time. I'm so jealous. Greetings. I'm John Baylor. Hello. I want to chat with you today about something pretty doggone important. Why middle school matters so much. Why it matters so much. Now, a lot of you already get it. Some of you, though, sleepwalking, chilling. Maybe you know some of these kids. They're not doing the homework every day, even though the teachers, the next day are doing more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. You got to take care of today's work so you're ready to go tomorrow and next day. Guys are just kind of drifting, not working real hard. Maybe you see one of these guys in the mirror occasionally. We want to make sure you're trying your hardest. Why would you try your hardest during these years? Well, a lot of this stuff is kind of self-evident. It should be pretty clear. For example, your teachers are trying real hard. It's a two-way street. Give it your all so you can maximize that experience. Learning for its own sake can be super fun. You know what it's like when, oh my gosh, something comes alive and you just get lost. You don't even think about the time. Time flies because you're just so focused on activity. Learning for its own sake is so fun. You want to try your hardest, make sure all your buddies aren't leapfrogging you. You want to get to like 9th, 10th, 11th grade. Whoa, people are ahead of you because you weren't trying your hardest. You want to make sure that you maximize this time period, in part because education is cumulative. What do I mean by that? It's like a brick wall. You're building this brick wall, and the lowest levels were elementary school. Now we're on the middle levels. Got to build it because we're going to be putting the higher levels on soon. And if the middle levels aren't there, nah. The next high school student who has straight A's, who had straight C's in middle school, is the first I've ever met. Education is cumulative. You take care of business now, boom, you're going to love your results later. But there are 2 other reasons. 2 other reasons maybe you haven't even thought about that are really affecting those of you, or they will eventually affect those of you who choose not to try your hardest right now. What are they? Thought you'd never ask. Here's the first. It goes by a lot of different names. It's kind of cool. Ever heard of this? Artificial intelligence. Whoa! Artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, deep learning, machines able to show human-like discretion and make decisions like humans do. Intelligent machines is another name. Robots, used to be in movies, not anymore. Whoa, they're taking jobs. They're doing jobs. We used to get to be truck drivers. We used to get to drive 18-wheelers, and for now we still do, but driverless vehicles are already here. We're having to compete against intelligent machines. That's the world you're about to enter. It's a lot more competitive than the world your parents entered. So that's one of the 2 global forces that's out there that's affecting the job market, your ability to find gainful employment eventually when you're done with school. There's another global force, told you there'd be two. We wear and use all sorts of products that are made elsewhere. So why are there so many products that we use every day that are made elsewhere? You know why. Increased global competition. Competition from workers all over the world. Less expensive workers from all over the globe. You see, your parents at your age never faced this kind of global competition. So it's going to be a little tougher out there. When you enter this world, we got to be ready to compete. But don't dare get scared. Don't even think about getting scared. Get prepared. Get prepared so you're going to be ready to rock. How do you get prepared? Here's how. So scholars, how do we get prepared? Prepared for what? Prepared to make sure you can compete effectively. So at the bare minimum, you are self-sufficient. That's what all these adults in your life want for you. That's what all these adults and I want for you. At the very least, we want to make sure you're self-sufficient eventually. Not just financially, but in every sense. We want to make sure you are prepared for a promising and enjoyable career in adulthood. So how do we get prepared in a world with artificial intelligence and increased foreign competition? Skills and knowledge, skills and knowledge. In the old days, a high school diploma typically was fine. You go out there and get great jobs. Yeah, today, against robots, whoa, a high school diploma, statistics tell us not enough. We're going to want more education. For example, a trade school, a 2-year degree, a 4-year college degree, and kaboom, you should be able to compete. A 2-year degree, that's a trade typically. A welder, an electrician, plumber. So many fabulous skills that can, just 2 years, can lead to fabulous high-paying jobs. A 4-year degree as well, boom, can differentiate you. So no employer is going to automate your job. No employer is going to send your job overseas. You're too valuable. But some students think college is not that important. In the face of artificial intelligence, AI, robots, and increased global competition, all those global workers available for hire, you want to be ready and differentiated and prepared to compete. High school diploma, statistically not sufficient. College is more important than ever. But college is getting more expensive than ever. And some families are starting to question, is it worth the dough? Sounds a little pricey. And I don't blame those families. But let me tell you, when you're in high school, we're going to arm you with college counseling strategies to make sure you get to the right college at the right price. And even if your family doesn't have a lot of dough, and I know exactly where you're coming from, I was one of those kids, colleges will throw dough at you if your family doesn't have a lot of dough. They will throw scholarships at you if you don't have a lot of money. It breaks my heart when I see students who check out, who aren't trying real hard because they just assume for some, I don't know who's telling them this information, that somehow college is going to be too expensive. It's the exact opposite. If you don't have a lot of money, boom, they throw dough at you. Now, if you go buy a car, everyone pays the same price. You go buy college, 2 or 4 year. Folks who don't have a lot of dough often are going to get scholarships to lower the big discounts to lower the price. But they don't just give them to you because you're a homo sapien, doesn't have a lot of dough. No, you got to take care of 3 things. Ready to rock? 3 things. Here's what you got to take care of. This is what colleges want. And you're building it right now. And the first is grades. You knew that. You're building the wall right now. Take care of the grades. Next straight A high school student who had straight C's in middle school is the first. We got to take care of the grades now, and then boom, we're going to see those or even better grades in the future. The second thing is called an ACT or an SAT score. More on that when you get to that stage of life in high school. But the grades you get and the courses you take now will relate to your ultimate score. So you want to challenge yourself, do the best you can in these classes. And the third thing is an extracurricular. Colleges care about extracurriculars. So these clubs you're joining and the sports you're trying hard at and the music you're doing, that all can be very lucrative. It can pay you a fair amount in scholarships eventually when you go to college. Grade scores in one extracurricular. Grade scores in one extracurricular. And be armed with the knowledge that college is vital and it is feasible. We got to get you prepared. You, with this fully engaged and trying your hardest, are going to be prepared. All right, scholars, a couple more thoughts. Choose your friends wisely. Choose them wisely. We typically reflect the company we keep. You start hanging out with a bunch of slackers, guess what you become? Guess if you start hanging out with a bunch of kids who swear a lot, what do you start doing? Choose your friends wisely. And challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. This brain here, it's got so much potential. Tons of potential. Don't shy away from challenge. This thing wants to be worked. Okay? It's like a muscle. Just because I can't do a bunch of pull-ups right away, I don't say, I'm not good at pull-ups. No, I start doing a couple, and a couple more, and next thing I'm doing sets of 12. Just because you can't figure out math right away, or English grammar right away, or woodworking right away, or metal right away, it's your brain saying, thank you for giving me a challenge. I'll figure this out eventually. No more negative self-talk. I'm not good at math. I'm not as good as Billy at trumpet. I can't do it. Enough. You're forgetting a key word, yet. 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 You're not great at math yet. You're not great at piano yet. Engage this baby. Try your hardest. You won't believe what this thing can do. Incredible capacity. Don't dare shy away at your age from anything that interests you. You know what it's like to get lost in a project and the world just stops. You don't even remember because you're just so into it, whether it's baseball or a science project or robotics or something. Find those things and go for it. You won't believe what this is capable of. A piano. Got it? And one more thing. You are loved. You are loved. Think of all the adults in school and at home in your neighborhoods that know you and care about you and want you to do well. Don't ever forget that. I was your age once, and this might be a shock, but I wasn't the most popular dude every day. I was like the smallest kid in school, one of them. We often exaggerate how lousy things are. It'll pass. This thing is strong. This is unbelievably powerful. This is strong. You'll get through it. You'll be all right. You'll be prepared. But we got to try. We got to join the Try Club. This stuff really matters. When we get to high school, boom, we want to make sure we max those grades. We'll get you totally ready for the ACT and the SAT. We want you to be good in extracurricular if at all possible. Don't dare for a moment think you can't afford college. You all can. I don't care what your background is. But you got to try. All righty? All of you can be on to college. Middle school matters. You are awesome for listening to this. Now go out and get what you deserve. Try hard in school. Find out what just happened in class. Make sure you master those lessons because you know the teacher's moving on tomorrow and then the next day, the next day. This stuff matters. All righty? I'm jealous. I and every nursing home inhabitant would switch places. We'd love to be in middle school. You make the most of it. There is so much potential in you. All of you are on to college.